Hello, my friend, and welcome back. Today's Friday, and I want to end the week with a little card pull. So let's see what kind of message the universe has for us today. Oh my goodness. So okay, so we're gonna do something a little bit different. So I ended up pulling 3 cards, and let's talk about them in the order that I drew them. So I normally only do 1 card pull, but the first 2 cards I drew are actually cards, they were the last 2 cards I drew. And let's talk about these. First, I drew the boundaries card, and I actually drew the niggle card, the trust, your intuition card. So there are certain themes, there are certain repeat messages, and this is kind of just the universe reinforcing those messages. So I want to talk about these, and then let's talk about the third card that I drew. Now, when you work with cards, if you're ever shuffling a card and one card pops out, a lot of times that is the universe giving you another message or giving you a message, and you can go with that card that popped out. Sometimes when I'm shuffling and getting it ready before I start the video, a lot of times a card will pop out, and sometimes I will just take that as a personal card. One did pop out, and I'm trying to remember what card it was. It was a card that I had drew before. Oh, it was the mothering card. How can you mother yourself? So that I take that as maybe I need a little bit more self-care, and I need to be focusing on how I can mother myself a little bit more right now. So I took that as a personal card, but for what I want to share in the videos, when I draw the same card, it's really just telling me to reinforce the message and how important that message is right now. So these were actually my last 2 card pull videos. I think Monday, maybe last Friday. I'm not really sure. I don't remember. But this Trust the Niggle was the first one, and that is just all about going with your gut and trusting your intuition during these times and really surrendering to what your intuition is telling you, which I personally feel is the hardest part. And I think that me having that resistance of almost being afraid of what my intuition is going to tell me to do is keeping me from surrendering, and it's actually keeping intuitive messages from coming through, because when you have that resistance towards something, it's not going to be easily coming to you. So I'm working on personally releasing the resistance to my intuition so I can then hear it more loudly and more clear, so I can then follow it, because it is very important during these times. So that was the first card that I drew, and then I drew the boundaries card. And I love this card, and we've been talking about this a lot lately, and boundaries, are just very important right now. Energetic boundaries, physical boundaries, boundaries with yourself. These are all the different kinds of boundaries that you can have, and these are all the boundaries that are really, really important right now. I think that with the healing and what's going on in the collective, having physical boundaries with people is really important. Whether that's you removing yourself from certain situations, not putting yourself in certain situations to begin with, it is okay to be choosing yourself and to be drawing those boundaries with other people. Also, the access you have to people. This is, it's December, so we're in the midst of holidays, and I think it can get a little bit crazy with who you get gifts for, and do I get a gift for them, or are they going to get a gift for me? And it is okay to start drawing those boundaries. Also, I think that right now, the holiday season, it's more and more and more. How can I get them more and more and more? And it's okay to draw a physical boundary of financial, you know, finances that you're going to be spending during this holiday season. You don't have to, yes, we are abundant beings and all the spending you comes back to you, but if you are spending to a point where it's stressing you out while you're spending it, then it's okay to draw that boundary and not to spend that money. You know, start putting more thought into your gifts. When you give someone a gift that it is thought out, they can feel that, they can sense that. People understand that, and people know that, and people value that much more than something more expensive that you can give them. You know, people can sense when you have put thought. So start to put more thought and love into your gifts. Maybe start to give your gifts a little bit of, you know, a little blessing. You know, ask that this gift, you know, bring joy to the person that you are giving it to. Ask it to bring joy to you for you being the gift giver. You know, that is what the holiday season is about getting into that feeling of giving and love and receiving and just being in that joy of the holiday season, not stressing yourself out about it. And then energetic boundaries. I just want to touch on this briefly because I have touched on this multiple times before, but because we drew this card, these energetic boundaries, keep setting them. Set them as many times, I would say at least once a day, but you can reset them during the day as you feel necessary, because you know, there's a lot of chaos energy going on right now, and there is a lot of chaos energy in the collective, and then throw the holiday season in there, and that is just kind of like gunpowder on the fire. I don't even say fuel, it's like gunpowder, because it's like boom. You know, the holidays kind of come in with a kick and they leave with a bang, and you're kind of left in January like hungover from the holidays. But it doesn't have to be that way. Let's set these energetic boundaries. Let's set these physical boundaries. Let's allow ourselves to enjoy this time. And it's funny that I drew the mothering card, because right before I was starting to film this video, I was thinking about all of the holiday things. You know, something has changed a little bit, and it's going to cause me to pivot in my plans, and it's going to cause a little more effort. I was going to say work, but that's not the right word. It's going to cause a little bit more effort on my part. And that is okay, because it is something that is going to essentially bring me joy in the moment. So I'm okay. I just wasn't expecting. And it was just like, I was literally thinking how I can get my calendar out and how I can look at the dates and pencil certain things in. And that can be kind of stressful. So drawing the mothering card to me was like, don't forget about your self-care. Don't forget about taking yourself. This is a highly sensitive time of year. You are a highly sensitive person. So don't forget to mother yourself. Don't forget to be kind to yourself. Don't forget to do that self-care. Whatever it is that's feeling like really good self-care to you right now. So that was my message for me personally. I just wanted to share it because that could be a message for you as well. But 8 minutes and 30 seconds later, let's get to our card pool. We have drawn this card before, so it is a repeat message, but it's not a repeat message, it is a reinforced message. So it says, keepers of the earth, you are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. We need to understand how strong the divine and the divine entities and the divine beings and the spirit beings that surround us and love us and support us. We need to understand how strong their presence is right now. This might feel like a very lonely and isolating time, especially because I feel like, you know, your spirituality might have taken off tremendously, and that can be extremely isolating when you are talking to people that aren't awakened, and it can feel really, really lonely. But the divine wants us to know that we are never alone, and that they are always walking beside us. They are here right now. Remember, just because you cannot see something doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. We need to be opening our third eye, opening this eye right here and maybe closing these physical eyes a little bit more. We need to maybe be closing them so we can truly see. And what we can truly see, what we can truly feel is the truth. It is always there. Our guides, the angels, our spirit guides, our ancestral guides, all of the animal guides, all the fairy guides, I feel like the spirit world is very much sliced and diced into a million different things that are beyond our comprehension. We couldn't even fathom that they really exist, but they do. And you don't have to get too wrapped up in those details. They just want you to know that their presence is really here, and they want you to feel their presence. They want you to take more time to tap into them and to feel their presence so you can feel just how not alone you really are. Just to feel their support and their love and their guidance, and they know this time is hard. They know that you are being tried right now over and over again. They know you are being stretched thin right now. The divine knows. That is why the divine has sent you these guides, because the divine knows that this is a very trying time right now, and they just want you to know how supported and how loved and how guided you are. And all you have to do is to tap into that by taking those small moments in your day to tap into the divine. Watch my video on taking small moments to connect with the divine. And that is our message for today. You are not alone. The keepers of the earth are with you. And my name is Anne. I want to thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next time.